Okay, we are going to go ahead and talk about painting your disco balls. So you should have by now watched the videos on your layout for your disco balls about which one you're going to do. Either the one that the tiles are pretty much on top of each other and they're following the directional lines of the ball. They're following so it looks like a form, or they're actually following the staggered lines, which is pretty much the same thing, except it looks more like bricks. They're not on top of one another like this one, but they are staggered. So you would have to make that decision, have it all drawn out. Don't forget, you have to have those videos watched by today. We're not watching them in class. That's something that you need to do beforehand before you start painting or anything. You have to have the drawing finished. You can't get around it. The videos, after you watch them, automatically put the points in saying that you watched them in Canvas. And you get this one opportunity to do that. And it's 25 points. So you need to get that done by today. So the coloring of what we're going to be doing, the colors are your choice. They always have been. I'm not going to have you do a project that you hate because I made you do certain colors. I don't think that's right. So the color theory worksheet that you are working on you're probably almost finished with it. The only 4 colors that you had were yellow, blue, and red, which are the primary, and white to make your tins. Now, when we get to painting your disco ball, you're going to have the primary and secondary colors to work with. So orange, green, and purple. Then you're going to have your primaries and white. No, you are not going to get black. Because how do we make shades? If you remember, if you want the shade of yellow, you're going to add a little bit of purple. So if you want the shade of yellow-green, you're going to add a little bit of red-violet. Now, you're still going to have to mix these, but it's not going to be as difficult because you're going to have orange and obviously you're going to have red. So you'll be able to just mix those two. And this is going to be 75 red, 25 orange. All right, the first color is always higher in the percentage. Okay, so just remember that. This color is always the highest in the percentage. Okay, so that'll be easier for you since I'm providing you the orange, the green, and the violet. So, and these are some samples. You can use a color scheme if you wish. Like this is mainly blues and oranges. So this would be a complement color scheme. They do have some greens in there, but mainly it is dynamics of a complement color scheme. Once again, complement. This is a monochromatic color scheme because it has the lights and darks of a coral or orangish. All right, this is really getting into a lot of colors. You could almost classify that as a whole color wheel color scheme. But really what we want to do is talk about this because you are getting a black and white as a reference. Because I don't want, if I give you one of these as a reference, which and this is the only reference you have, then you're going to mainly use these colors. Okay, you do have these as reference, but mainly you're going to be using the black and white one. So if you look at this one, it is going to tell you these colors in here. Oh, good, I can see these. These right in here are going to be your highlights. These are going to be the lightest colors that you have. Okay, so this is going to be your color and white, or white and your color. All right, so you want to use your whitest. So you might white plus color. So this is probably going to be 90 plus 10 of your color. Very, very light. Okay, then you have your midtones, which are going to be like right through here. Now remember, how do you tell your values? The easiest way to tell your values. Now you'll have to think back to the first 9 weeks. And it's something you do with your eyes. If you squint your eyes at the picture, you'll be able to tell a lot about where your values are. Okay, you don't want to forget about that, because this is going to be where this is going to help out a lot. Now this is what you're going to see, not what your neighbor's going to see. Okay, so that would be your next lightest. And then to me, this is going to be, this is green. This is your next midtones. Okay, so this is how you can plan out where your colors are going to go. All right, so obviously I want to use my purple for like my darkest. I have dark here, I have dark here. Actually, the black purple is not even staying on there because there's so much toner. Okay, so maybe you just want to leave the blacks. And maybe we'll use this one for the very, very darks, if it'll stay on there. Okay, but use something. You can use markers if it's easier for you to kind of outline where these need to be. That's fine. But kind of plan out. You can even get an extra piece of paper, which I do have, and start kind of figuring out, okay, this 90% white, 90% color, kind of plan out the colors. Figure out what you're going to do. Planning for this project is going to be your best friend. All right. If you plan it out, it's going to go much quicker in the long run. And that's what you want. All right. Now, one thing I do have, and I am willing to share, and this is something, once you get your ball completely finished, we can put this kind of on top of it, and it's going to give it this really iridescent shiny that you can put on. This is called an iridescent medium, and I'm not sure if you can really see it. But this is what you can mix in with the paint, and it's going to give it a shiny, glowy look. And we can kind of put that on sections to emphasize, especially like the highlighted areas. We can kind of put it in corners and blend it out a little bit. It's not going to be an emphasized area for the whole thing, just in sections. I thought that might be kind of fun for people to use. and we'll just go from there. But I wanted to show you how to kind of break this reference sheet down. If you need more, I can print more of these. That's not a problem. But I think that's it. Just make sure, remember, squinting is your friend when dividing up these values. Always reference your color theory worksheet that you've been working on. Make sure to get those videos watched. They're like maybe 10 minutes total between the two of them. It has to be done today. They are 25 points apiece, and it automatically puts it in Canvas, 25 points. So that's pretty important. And that does tell you how to design and create your disco ball. So make sure you do that because it's important. And I believe I gave out your paper and your references yesterday. Hopefully everybody got that. If you didn't, see me. If you've been absent, see me. And if you have questions, I'm going to be walking around and we'll talk about those. All right, go ahead and get to work. Thanks, guys.